Hi there. Today we're going to talk about the MATLAB colon operator. And this is really neat because we're starting to get something that's extremely efficient. We can work with much larger variables and access and kind of manipulate much larger things with ease with the colon operator. So let's talk about why it's needed. Let's say I'm making a time vector and I want the values, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't want to type all of them, but I'll just go to 7. How about that? Okay, great. Now I've got a time vector. But that's probably not going to be a very interesting time vector because there's only 7 elements in it. So maybe I want something with, say, 1,000 elements or something like that. Well, I can use the colon operator to define a range. I would like t to be equal to the values 1 through 1,000. And if you see over here, t is now a variable with 1 row and 1,000 columns. So very, very efficient in terms of how we use our time, and it's also very easy to read. We can also use the colon operator to define the increment of counting. So let's say I want the time vector to be starting at 0, and maybe we'll go in 1/100th of a second increments all the way up to 10 seconds. Okay. Our center. Now we have a time vector here with 1,001 elements. Really great. So what this looks like you might expect, 0 through, up in 0.01 increments all the way up to 10. So we'll clear the command prompt. Okay. So that's how we can define it, and we can use that in a lot of different ways. Now let's talk about how we can access things. We have this we have this vector t. Maybe I only want the first 10 elements. So if I just type t, it gives me all of 1,000 elements back. But what if I just do it this way? Remember, we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And say, please give me the first 10 elements, and it will. But it's a lot easier to say, I would like elements 1 through 10. Sure enough, 1 through 10, much, much easier to work with. So we can also use some keywords with this, like end. So we haven't talked about end, but end means the last element in the array. So I could say end minus 5 to end. So this is the last 5 elements. Well, sorry, the last 6 elements. Because end minus 5 gets us 6 back. So anyway, you get the idea. But let's talk about maybe something a little bit bigger. Let's talk about using this with a matrix and how we can look at multiple things in a matrix. So we'll make X a magic matrix 5 by 5. Okay. And I'm going to open X so you can see it. Now, and I'll clear the command prompt. So here we have X kind of in the middle. Let's see if we can take some slices out of X. If we just ask for all of X, then we get all of it. But what if we want X? I would like all of the rows and just the last 2 columns. So I'm going to say 4 through 5. See what we did there? We put the colon operator, and now we can extract out, should be 8, 15, 14, 16, and so on. Or we could take just the first row and 1 through 3 columns. And we can get those 3 out. 17, 24. Sorry, I did that wrong. That should be just the first row and 1 through 3 columns. 17, 24, 1. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to show you is kind of a maybe slightly more advanced, but I want you to see it. We can actually include non-continuous or non-contiguous indexes. So we can say, let's go back to our, I'm going to make t the transpose of itself, so it's a nice, a little bit easier to look at. It's going to be in one row now, or excuse me, one column. And I'm going to say I would like to see, why don't we say the first, I'm going to make an array inside and use the colon operators to make it a little bit more complex. I want to see the first 5, and then I want to see the last 5. See what I did here? I made this is an index vector inside to index into this actual vector. And so now I'm going to look at the first 5, 0 through 4, and the last 5, 0.96 or 9.96 all the way to 10. So I can use the colon operator to great effect and just slice up the data in any way I need to. And that's all I think we'll talk about today for the colon vector, or excuse me, the colon operator. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.